Oh my goodness. I cannot believe what happened yesterday. We need to take a look at how yesterday's chapter ended because we need to talk about this. So today we're starting with chapter 18, but let's look at yesterday. Oh, it says, I always wondered why a guy like you was hanging around with chalkers, said Robbie. I guess it took you a while to find out who your real friends were. Jeff smiled. These were the kind of friends he had back in his old school in Washington, D.C. Of course, it meant he couldn't be friends with Bradley anymore, but he shrugged. Man, it went from Bradley's only friend to this. Kind of crazy. So today we're going to start to think about whose side are you on, Bradley or Jeff, because they're kind of starting to not be as close. So let's go ahead and start reading chapter 18. Around the corner of the brick building, let me get my arrow. From around the corner of the brick building, Bradley watched the end of Jeff's basketball game. Every time Jeff took a shot, Bradley prayed he'd miss. When the bell rang, he hurried back to class ahead of Jeff and the other boys. He sat at his desk, last seat, last row, and took out one of his books. It didn't matter which one. He stared at it intently as Jeff sat down next to him. Well, maybe it was okay for Jeff to have other friends, he decided as he turned a page. I'm still his best friend. That's what he told the principal. Jeff wouldn't lie to the principal. Maybe I'll get to play basketball with his new friend. Maybe I'll get to play basketball with his new friends too, like Carla said. Jeff, he whispered. He wanted to tell Jeff that everything was still okay, that they could still be friends. Hey, Jeff. Jeff didn't look up from his work. Jeff works hard, Bradley realized. That's how he gets all his gold stars. He had to wait until after school. Hey, Jeff, he said as soon as the bell rang. Jeff picked up his books and started out the door. Bradley hurried after him. Jeff, he called, wait up. Jeff stopped and slowly turned around. Bradley suddenly felt very nervous. Do you want to do our homework together? He asked. I can come over to your house if you want, or you can come over to mine. We can use my book. See? He showed Jeff his book. Hey, out of our way, chalkers, said Robbie as he and Brian pushed past him. Chicken chalkers, said Brian. Yeah, chalkers, said Jeff. Bradley walked away. He heard Jeff and his new friends laughing behind him. But when he got home, his own friends were very glad to see him. We're so glad you're home, said Ronnie. We missed you. We're glad you didn't go over to Jeff's house. You're our best friend, said Bartholomew. Hooray for Bradley, shouted the wooden hippopotamus. Hip, hip, hooray, yelled all the other animals. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, said the hippo one last time. Hooray. Let's play a game, said the donkey. What do you want to play? Asked Ronnie. Anything but basketball, said Bartholomew. I hate basketball. Basketball is a stupid game. Ronnie agreed. It's the worst game in the world, said the hippopotamus. Why would anyone want to play basketball? Laughed the ivory donkey. All the other animals laughed too. We're going to read one more chapter together today, so let's go ahead. Chapter 19. Everything returned to normal. Bradley scribbled, cut up bits of paper, and taped things together. He hated everyone, and everyone hated him. That was the way he liked it. He shuddered whenever he remembered that he actually almost had done his homework. He couldn't imagine anything more horrible than that. And he was glad Jeff wasn't his friend anymore. He realized he was better off without friends. In fact, he never was friends with Jeff. I was just pretending to be his friend. He decided he'd never pretend to be anyone's friend again. Jeff was normal now too. That was what he had told Carla. He walked into her office and announced, I don't need help anymore. I have 8 friends now. We play basketball every recess and lunch, and I'm the best player. Good for you, Jeff, said Carla. I'm very proud of you. How many friends have you made? He asked. I don't keep score, said Carla. I've made 8, said Jeff. I've always considered quality to be more important than quantity when it comes to friendship, said Carla. 8, Jeff repeated, and I'm not friends with Bradley anymore either. I'm sorry to hear that. Why? I'm not. I hate him. In fact, he looked around the room. I gave him a black eye. He quickly glanced at Carla to see if she knew he was lying, then looked away. What happened? Carla asked. Oh, he wouldn't stop bothering me. I kept telling him to get lost, but he kept hanging around. I never liked him. No one does. Then he said to me, give me $1 or I'll spit on you. Well, no one threatens me and gets away with it. I don't take that from nobody. So he tried to hit me and I dunked, then punched his face in. I didn't want to do it, but I had no choice. That was the short version. Jeff had told the same story to his 8 new friends, but he usually made it much longer. So I don't think I need to see a counselor anymore, he said, since I have 8 friends. Okay, Jeff, if that's how you feel, said Carla. They might think I'm weird or something, he explained. Well, we can't have them thinking that. Does that mean I can go? Carla nodded. But anytime you want to talk again, please feel free to come and see me, she replied, even if you just feel like getting out of class for a while. He left, glad to be out of there. On his way back to class, he walked past the girls' bathroom. He stopped, shook his head, and chuckled to himself. It seemed like it was such a long time ago when he accidentally went in there. I used to be such a jerk, he thought. He smiled a strange smile. He stretched his mouth so wide it was hard to tell whether it was a smile or a frown. Okay, so I take notes usually when I read, so these are all my notes. And for this chapter, the big note that I took was that quote that Jeff just said. And then one that Carla said. I wrote down, I used to be such a jerk, because I was wondering, is Jeff more of a jerk now, or was he a jerk when he first got to school? Like, what do you think as a reader? And then the other big one that I took notes on was when she said quality is more important than quantity. So quality is like how good something is, versus quantity is how many you have. So would you rather have a lot of friends, or would you rather have a few really good friends, is what she's asking. So which one would you rather have? And then I wrote down was that really what happened with him punching Bradley? Is that how it happened? Why is he lying? I just wrote that down because we all know what really happened. So your assignment for today is go ahead and finish the reading, read chapters 20 through 22. And then on Seaside, you're going to create a video describing whose side would you be on. Are you more of a Jeff fan, or are you more of a Bradley fan? And then you're going to tell us why. Good luck with the rest of your reading, and you are going to be surprised about what goes down. See ya tomorrow. Bye, guys.